to get stronger at. What have you been doing there? And whatever you've been doing to work on to get stronger at, when Beetlejuice comes, you should be able to say through your medium, through what you've been using for your spirituality, you notice something, because that's what the fuck you doing it for. So that question wouldn't even apply to what we doing if you and I think you understand that.
Indeed. Somebody wants to know, where's it at? I just seen it. After ancient Atlantis, the demiurge came to Earth. Was it mentally or by flesh and form?
Who said that? The demiurge came to Earth after Atlantis. First of all, who said that? The demiurge is what people have been calling that creator god. And his helpers are called archons. In Gnostic, in nowhere do they say after Atlantis this happened or that happened. They talk about the demiurge and his role in the cosmic creation of this reality. So that's a mythology talking about this reality. And they talk about the nature of this demiurge or creator god or this lesser god. Not that he came down here and said, oh shit, what's up? No, he's the creator of this place. And they talk about the deficiencies in this place. That's in Gnosticism. And like I said, I have a channel that now contradicts that. So that's what channels do. All this shit could contradict. You just got to go with what flows for you. So that's why you have to get to a point where you get your own channels, because we've been used. Let's say you use my channels or my ideas. They're not for your mind. They're for my mind. And when I'm out of this body, I'm going to make me a fucking extravaganza with my mind, not with what I convince you or what you convince me. What I make it with when I'm convinced myself of. So you have to convince yourself of something. The Gnostic shit is that study. How do you want to see it? What I think I've learned to give you a real hard shortcut, if you could understand, and not you in particular question person, but in general, if you could understand it, what Bobby really was talking about was there is no rules. There is nothing. If you decide to say Gnosticism is the way, then this will be your perspective. If you say Jesus is the way, we know it's a vampire suffering perspective, but it's just still a perspective. Mm-hmm. So what Bobby started to understand, well, now I don't want to say what he started to understand, what he was teaching very hard, and he was saying it hard. He wasn't teaching how it was done. He kept displaying it was, your mind can pick anything you want it to be, and you just go with it. There's nothing that lords over you to say that ain't true. If you say I can blow bubbles out my ass and that's what I want to do for eternity, then that's what you'll do. You get what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna go, nah, son. That's earth shit, because it's your mind, and if that's your idea of heaven, that's what we doing here. You're all going to get your rendition, your own show, your area to put on your own fucking show and fill it with whatever the fuck it is that makes your fucking nuts sack empty. You get what I'm saying? So it's up to you to convince yourself down here. It's not for us to try to find this one place of being. If we're trying to find this one place of being, that's a social order. And I'm all for that, but that's not what I do with what we're talking about here. How to find a social order for one place of being. When you're talking about freeing your mind, the very essence of it is not doing what I do. You get what I'm saying? Because if you're doing what I'm doing, you're not free. You're following my pattern. So I'm trying to get you to free your mind, not even give a fuck too much. You hear what I'm saying? I'm a display of it, but do not buy into it. Buy your own fucking story. It is your own story. I'm giving you the ultimate honor and the ultimate credit. Be you. I could tell you some shit to follow. Oh, easy. And convince you in moments. But I'm not about that. My heart doesn't dictate that. Free yourself. Stop asking these dumb questions and be aggressive in what it is the fuck you know. Be aggressive. Stop asking like you don't know. Asking me. Fuck that shit. I find something better. I'm doing that shit. Y'all niggas sitting around talking about should we? I'm not gonna be saying, yeah, that's good. We should do it. I'm like, shit, I'm the first one to take my dick out. What? Oh shit, nigga. Who the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Do it. Be that dude. Experiment. You're a scientist. This is we too late to be having speeches. We in it right now. That shit is here. Put your pants down. Get to fucking. You know what I'm saying? Foreplay in this. Let's go. It's happening now. You know what I'm saying?
God is a rock star, huh? God is a rock star.
Yeah. What else? You got shit else to do out here. Do it now. Happening now. Fuck this pioneer. This weed open the pioneer. Smoke it and see. Yeah, it's open. No, yeah, it's open, nigga. Yeah.
Hey,
question is.
Allah Dylan Bay wants to know, how do we activate the inactive DNA we have in our genetics?
There's a book by niggas asking questions. They don't even know. Read a book by Jeremy Narby, The Cosmic Serpent and DNA, and read Judy K. King's second book. She don't have many. She made the ISIS thesis. She made the ISIS thesis and she made the Orion something to go with it. Then she got a new book, Judy K. King, and she breaks down all that concept. And in fact, the ISIS thesis too. That book and her other book, her new book, Judy K. King. Get that shit and that'll answer your question. You go all day on how to activate that dormant DNA. And then once you do it, you know what I'm saying? I would like an Impossible Whopper, whole of mayonnaise.
Facts, man. Facts. All right, let's get to a couple more. All right. Please ask Panic to elaborate on what him and Alim Bey said about consuming small amounts of turpentine for health.
There's nothing to elaborate on. You just really said, could you talk about that again? I like that sermon because that information was delivered thoroughly there. And where to go for more of it. Dr. Jennifer Daniels, right? What's her name? We sent you to her. She goes all around the world talking about that shit. Go see her for more information. So what we're supposed to do is lead you to places to go, not make a sermon. There's nothing to elaborate. Get a spoon, some turpentine, put it in your mouth. Boom. Cleared you out, cleaned you. We went through that. Don't do that. That's church shit. And I'm not really saying it to antagonize you or be arrogant. I'm trying to show y'all what this really is. If y'all want to see where the holes are, I'm telling you. These lectures are supposed to be straight up information. Boom. And that's what it is. There's no more to do on it. It's not a sermon. So there's no more to talk about. If it ain't been said, then the only thing I should be saying about it, oh, here's something I left out. You could do this, you could do that. But we left you enough places to look for yourself. That's the key to the occult science. Y'all fucking with me, y'all need to get in a look for yourself mode. Before you, when you want to formulate the question, first ask yourself and really see if you have no answers. And if you really have nothing, then you bring it to your peers or those who are in the study. But I come with like, if I'm gonna ask, I'm gonna be like, Rich, yo, I tried to look here. Let's say Rich has a keyboard and he may know something that I need to know now that I built my studio. I'm not gonna say, Rich, show me that keyboard. I'm gonna say, Rich, I plugged it in. I did that. I bought that. I tried this. I read that. And I'm failing here. That tells Rich I'm doing my work and here's my wall. Where Rich gets to say, okay, this nigga ain't just waiting a vampire off of me. Right. Just, you know, I studied and I did all of this and he don't know shit. And now I'm supposed to teach all this schooling and all this hard work I did. I'm supposed to teach this dumb, lazy shortcut dude how to do the keyboard. That's not even a real question. Rich, how do I do the keyboard? No, I need to say, Rich, I'm having a problem with the MIDI connection. Then we know we're dealing with professionals. These questions, I'm not even arrogant. These are not professional questions. Y'all should be asking something as if y'all tried it. This is not even I tried. Like, explain more on the turpentine? Explain what more? You know, we went all the way from when you take it in your mouth to when you make doo-doo. What happens? There's nothing else to explain on that. Or you have to ask a more specific question on that subject. If there was something about that, I can understand that. If something we missed that you feel, but you have to make that more specific. So I'll wait for that if that exists. If not, you got to refer to the lecture. That's what we're doing for, to be thorough in that moment.
All right, Panic. Dwayne Travers wants to know, can you explain the heart chakra being the gateway to consciousness?
All right. Well, you know, Rich and I just talked about this because we went in detail with the chakras. Will that be available to Travis, or is there a way for him to get that?
You have to sign up.
How would he get that lecture?
Yeah, you have to sign up to the workshop. The link is in the description.
You heard that, Travis? So to hear that thorough description, which I did go through with Brother Rich, you have to sign up for the workshop to get that information.
Indeed.
So, and it's well worth it. Well worth it.
Definitely.
Well worth
it. Panic went in, family. So
right, and not just me. You got Blue Prill. You got Brother Phil.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I missed the other brother's name.
Billy Carson.
Billy Carson. Is he the brother who was talking about how light turned into matter?
Yeah, that brother.
I didn't see that lecture, but that shit sound like it. You can't make that claim unless you know some shit, nigga. So I believe Billy Carson is gonna be some shit. And I'll be happy to check him out. You know what I'm saying?
He reminds me a little bit of Delbert Blair.
Good. Okay, that's good.
Reminds me a little bit of Delbert Blair.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's a good look then. Okay, so you know I'm looking forward to that. So Travis, get your ass to class.
They want to know, where do we go?
Trying to get me to do a whole side lecture. You know what I mean? Explain the gateway. Okay, there's a whole fucking another hour in that shit. Nigga, take your ass to class, you old cheap motherfucking Travis. Fuck it.
Yo.
Explain the fucking cosmos, Panic.
You gotta love Panic. You gotta love
my. Hey, but this is true, man. Take your ass to class, old cheap skate ass nigga.
They want to know, what are your top occult movies?
Yo, man, listen. There are so fucking many. I would have to say, who the fuck? I don't even know. I don't think you could narrow it down like that. But okay, let's say somebody had a gun to my head and I had to pick the top occult. Wizard of Oz, maybe. Wizard of Oz. That shit is so fire on so many levels. Like the scarecrow, the head, the heart, and the fucking root chakra. She hit all three. Remember, I told you the chakras are 1, 2, 3, middle, and this and that.
Yeah.
She got, look, this is, yo, they went through her fucking mentality, through her ego, through the heart. Yo, that whole shit, no matter the fucking, the monkeys, everything. You know, I broke that shit down in so many lectures, so many different times. It's a straight chakra story. It's a story of the ego. You know, I broke down the names, all that shit's in my book now. You know what I mean? In my chakra portion of the book, I talk about, I should read that shit. How much time we got?
We got about 15 minutes. Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it fast, and let me see how many pages this shit is.
No problem. No
and
problem.
if it's quick enough, Kabayan, hold on. If it's quick enough and I can find it quick enough, let's see. Okay, you have the of course the root chakra, the shoes, the feet. Then the orange, actually, when she was in Munchkin land, was the intuition, which was the good witch of the West. The first one, Glinda, she's wearing an orange dress. She tells her to follow the yellow brick road. They get to the Emerald City, where she meets the wizard, who's just all voice. Blah, 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 blah. Go get the witch, who's the pineal. She melted it, Kundalini. Then she goes home. But then before she goes home, she had to deal with three aspects of the human psyche: the animal self, the heart, and the head. So of course she gives them the degree, which is that's what they give niggas out here in school to shut them up. The degree they give these niggas. Then the other niggas who don't go to school, they go to where? To the war and the army to fight for their country, and they give them that purple heart or whatever. And then just courage, for the human, scared ass human. They're talking about just the human animal fear aspect, because it's fight or flight in the jungle. That's the animal. So either fear, flight, or fight. So the animal, he had no fight. Fear was encompassed. Cowardly lion gets the this and that. Now he's got the fight. You know what I'm saying? To be that human. So all of these parts of him were appeased, or parts of her actually were appeased for her to go back to purity. So she actually had, and that's one of the things I also teach in class, that you're not beating your ego, you're appeasing your ego. You're giving the baby his bottle. So you could just look. Let me move my foot on this side so you don't see my bunion. I move the camera. I got a shitload of fucking sneakers that will never end. You know what I'm saying? Floor, top, bottom. You know what I'm saying? In that corner, piled up on the floor, and still in the closet. I appease the ego. There was a time, we can't have Nikes, can't have this. Then I said, well, let me try something. Let me get it everything it wants. And I start to recognize my ego no longer gets in the way of humanity, because it's like a baby. Just give it the dumb shit it likes. All them little sneakers and all that shit that you grew up with in the psyche. Why fight it? Give it to it, especially if you can afford to do it. You know what I'm saying? If you can't afford to, you might have to fix your mind a little bit different. But appeasing it, as opposed to trying to destroy it, that's in the Wizard of Oz. Give him his award for his heart, and his award for his college degree. You're appeasing the ego. Him this medal for courage, appeasing the ego. And the what's the name? He got a ticker though. Okay, but appeasing the ego. And so here we feed out. We don't fuck that poor righteous teacher shit. That's a myth. You can have whatever you want. Your power is here. So the material shit for us is a side effect. True light is the knowledge. If we ain't gaining no knowledge, then I've killed myself with this shit. You know what I'm saying? As long as that light is coming, all this shit is a side effect. And this shit follows. This shit chases us. I never chased this shit. I wasn't even chasing this shit when I was a human nigga. This shit follows us because your ego wants to survive. And I left it no other place to exist but as a servant. Oh, y'all niggas ain't ready for that. Woo. Y'all ain't ready for that. Y'all are serving your ego. I can show y'all niggas how to make your ego a servant, and all it does is feed me money, pays my bills, all that shit. I don't even notice it. I don't even have to pat it on the head. It needs to survive. Y'all misinterpret the ego as a problem. It became a problem. Y'all didn't understand it was a servant that came down here with you. Oh, but we don't have that time, that kind of lecture time. It's a servant that came down here with you. You got to know how to get it in check. That's a part of that chakra work, and that's what me and Rich talked about in that goddamn workshop. Y'all need to get in that shit. Y'all think I was playing? Shit, I was not playing. Y'all need to get in that because, you know, I explained how to start flipping your energy through your chakra work, or at least I let you know what chakra work is headed out, what's in store for you, and different concepts. I added the occult concept. I'm sure you heard of eat bananas, that's yellow. Nah, we go a little bit funkier with it. And when you do that, what you got to understand from the solar plexus where the ego comes in, once you forgive it and it has no place to go. I talked about that, about forgiving, compassion through the heart chakra. And remember, this chakra has no place to go anymore. Think about that. Because it was fighting, it was holding on to whatever because they called you a punk. It was holding on to whatever proudly because they said you know what I'm saying, had a great chest, whatever the fuck they said in high school. Now that you don't care about it, it doesn't know what to do. So it will seep into consciousness if you don't know where to put it. Most people think once they get here, they're supposed to be this poor, righteous teacher. So it's not really being poor because you were already fucking poor. No matter how many sneakers I show you, I'm fucking poor. You know what I'm saying? I can't change the condition in terms of financially, you know what I'm saying, for nobody but my personal family. So I can't change the condition of a nation or a people with money. So you're poor.